Hi, and welcome to the 2021 South 71 Sling course preview for Cleveland Lake in Belton, Missouri. I'm John Wildman, your tournament director.
And I'm Clayton Smith, the co-tournament director.
We're going to start out with a shout out to our sponsors. Clayton and I are sitting here right now at DDO this year, 2021. Super exciting. We're holed up in a bedroom in our Airbnb, so if you hear any ruckus in the background, you'll have to excuse us. We're all super excited to be here. Our first round starts tomorrow. But we're going to roll right into our sponsors here with some B-roll of the course. First, we're going to start with Paradise Bar and Grill, based out of Belton. They're a spectacular place, a tiki bar theme, cold beer, incredible staff, great regulars. I would fully recommend stopping by. Steph Rupp, another sponsor. She's spectacular with all technological and graphic design options. Please give her a shout. Big Rip Brewing, just north of the river in Kansas City, Missouri. If you ever need a cold beer near downtown, they are absolutely your number one choice. I would love to see everybody there. Additionally, quick sponsor, we're going to see Kansas City Ultimate sponsoring our tournament central setup. They're going to be providing all of our tables and shade tents and everything. They're a great option for us out there.
Hole 1 is a 550-foot par 4. You can see me throwing a pretty rough tee shot there, but actually ending up off to the right side of this fairway is a good spot to be. Leaves you with a clean approach down into the green. The only OB is the sidewalk and parking lot off to the left, so nothing to worry about there. This hole is sponsored by Carpets for Less. They're located in Belton, Missouri. I would absolutely 100% recommend stopping by there if you guys have any flooring needs at all. Just show them some love for coming out here and sponsoring this tournament. It's 500 feet even to this tree line. You might want to aim for this white tree here if you're going for the basket, and then it's going to be another 50 feet up to the basket itself. The green is going to be pretty skippable. All you have to worry about are these trees. Hopefully you can skip it in there, be putting for a 3, or, at worst, hopefully a nice solid 4.
Hole 2, 342-foot par 3. John's throwing a pretty good shot here. Only one tee pad. You're going over this creek. The creek is casual. It's pretty well a straight shot down the middle, about 200 feet to the creek, maybe a little under that. It splits your hole in half, and then you've got a little bit of a ravine, probably less water. It drains pretty well. It'll be a little bit greener out here in May. Hopefully this green is not quite as wet. There were some thunderstorms, but pretty approachable shot, just straight down the middle.
All right, hole 3 is a 357-foot par 3. This basket has been pushed back recently just to make sure that it doesn't butt into hole 10's green. What you're going to look for is there's a brush pile there off to the right. If you can aim for that and have it hyzer back into the green, that is your absolute best shot. These trees are thick, but that's not to say that there's no chance that you'll get through them. If you come in with a shot that is still in the air by the time it hits those trees, there is a chance that you will end up on the far side with a very difficult approach shot. Your absolute best option is going to be a skip shot into these trees. Try to put yourself within circle 1 and have probably a bit of an odd putt, but it's a putt. You don't want to be finding yourself approaching through these trees, through these branches. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, tight little tunnel there in the green, but it's fun. Hole 4, 315-foot par 3. You've got a gap straight off the tee pad. You can go around the outside or split these two trees. That's up to you. A lot of people like to go down the middle. Even if you hit one of them, still pretty approachable as long as you get out in the open. There's kind of one hazard on the green. It's that bush there. You really can't see the pin sometimes from the tee pad. That bush is a good thing to aim for. It's maybe 30 feet long at that. That kind of defines circle 1. Otherwise, pretty fun shot.
Hole 5, the first real tester shot that you're going to have at this course. It's a 445-foot par 4. It's a pretty short par 4, obviously, but as you can see here, you are shooting up this tunnel shot, and remember, we filmed this when it is very gray and the trees are still dead. At the end of May, this course is going to be very, very green. You're going to come up here through a tunnel that's even tighter than how it looks here. You're going to try to finish to the right. Coming up here is just about where you want that first shot to land if you can. And now you've got this second tight gap to deal with. coming up to a heavily guarded green on the left side. There's no OB on this hole. The creek to the right side is going to be entirely casual because this hole is hard enough without that being out of bounds. You need something that comes in a lucky backhand, a solid forehand that comes in and gives you a circle one putt for a birdie. Good luck.
Hole 6, 253. Definitely a little easier than hole 5, but you still got a gap. You got a big tree on the right. That creek we just went over, same creek from the last hole, is casual again. But this is another one that when it's greened up, you got kind of a low ceiling. You got a lot of trees and branches to deal with there. Your best bet is realistically something long, straight down the middle. Got a couple of guardians, really hard shot, but a couple of guardians there right in front of the basket that can give you some tricky putts. Good thing to note is that these yellow ropes you're seeing are not there. That's just some course maintenance stuff, trying to grow some grass.
Yeah, don't worry about those at all. They're going to be completely gone. They're already gone at the time of this recording. Hole 7 is going to be a very, very difficult 414-foot par 3. I would expect this to probably be the most difficult par 3 for the entire tournament across both courses. You're going to try to get out here. If you have a good first shot, you're going to be 30 feet past this bridge. I'm not joking. This is a difficult one. I would say this is a tweener, par 3, par 4, but frankly, it's closer to a par 4 than a par 3, but we wanted to make this, a more difficult, challenging course. Once you're out here, you're going to be stuck with an interesting shot, depending on your position. A forehand is a thinner shot. There's going to be less trees. There's going to be less obstacles in the way, but sometimes the backhand is going to come into play more. You can see that the screen is ridiculously guarded. There are trees everywhere. Your best hope is to get somewhere on the left or the right of the basket and give yourself hopefully a clear putt up into the chains. It's going to be incredibly difficult. Remember, the creek is not OB, so good luck.
7 3/4 is a fun one. You've got one tree straight in front of the tee pad. You've got a line right, a line left. You want to throw a forehand. Otherwise, 285-foot par 3. Still quite a few guardian trees down at the end of the fairway here. Right where you're seeing the drone about now, this is a pretty good landing zone for most shots, provided you can get through the initial gaps. Then you've got some shaping to do. You got to get around the rest of these trees, try to give yourself a look. If you get down there, still probably going to have a somewhat challenging putt. Super fun hole. Another really challenging one. Eric Eastwood, guy who designed this course, he's creative.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And he's a lefty, and you'll see that throughout this course, no doubt. Hole 8 is 515-foot, par 4. Much like hole 7, this is going to be incredibly challenging. This is the short tee pad to the long basket position. So when you're going to come out here, you're going to see a long tee pad. Don't worry about that one. You're playing from the short. You don't have to worry about that first gap. Right about where the drone's at right now is where you're probably hoping to get your first tee shot, maybe a little bit further than this. And then what you're going to be left with is probably a righty backhand turnover. A forehand is going to be pretty dicey. Maybe if you're a lefty, a nice solid backhand that lands soft is going to be your best bet. This is a tight green. If you're playing from the long position, you'll have a forehand option off the tee, but you do not from the short. You absolutely have to play this tight fairway. We'll most likely have a Mando in play to keep you there. Good luck, everybody. This one's going to be a corker.
Hole 9 is where you start to get out into the open at Cleveland Lake. Usually the first time you encounter some wind on the course. 399-foot par 3. You are OB if you are on or over that path you see on your right there. That's not too much to worry about unless you got a big headwind and you turn something over. But otherwise, you're throwing whatever your long shot is out into, about this landing zone or where maybe you see those people walk in there. This is a super fun green once you get up here. You've got a tricky approach. The basket is currently not set. Ignore that one on the left there. This little hill with this gully that you see around here. There's no OB, there's no penalties or anything for rolling down here, which you probably will do. This is a raised basket up on that hill. It's probably about 15, 20 foot high. We added these stairs into the course recently, and they help some to try to catch your disc, but you got to be accurate with your putt here if you want a birdie.
Yeah, if you are long on the wrong side of that hill, you're done for. Hole 10 is going to be hopefully a welcome relief after that ridiculous hole 9. This is a mere 285-foot par 3. Should just be a gentle hyzer backhand righty into this green. No problem at all. Be careful though, this one sneaks up on a lot of people. It looks intimidating off of the tee, and people will end up long all the time. You want to be gentle, you want to be touchy, you want to just set yourself within 30 feet of this basket.
Hole 11, you're starting to widen out on the course again here. You see the lake on your right, path on your left and right. Those are both OB. So you've got your fairway and your inbounds both defined by those sidewalks there. Another one where the wind definitely comes into play off the lake there, but otherwise wide open 400-foot hole. If you've got a ton of power, you can throw it long and get out of bounds on that path you see there long. Otherwise, wide open shot, hang your stock hyzer out there, look for a birdie.
Yeah, hole 12, 332-foot par 3. This one's going to be nice and easy. The drone is originally flown to be from the short tee pad to the left basket location, but we've made an adjustment since then. It's going to be short tee pad to this basket that you see on the hill. It's 332 feet, if that. It's very short, but it's incredibly difficult. The wind is going to be ripping on this hole more than almost any single other. Good luck sticking it in there and not taking a 4.
Yeah, that landing zone's about 20 feet wide.
It's so rough.
Hole 13, 420-foot par 3. This guy's fun. You're downhill off the tee until you get to this drainage area here. This rocks in the water. A little bit of a placement shot, unless you've got a ton of power and you want to try to go long. The basket's right here by this bridge. You can get there in one if you've got a lot of power. Otherwise, it's placement and then pitch up. And is that water casual?
That water is OB. That water and those rocks will be OB. So
water
be
and rocks
very careful.
They're pretty dangerous rocks down there, so OB there.
The small spots of rocks, not OB. The drainage ditch and the rocks around it will be OB. So that makes the toll a little bit tougher. Hole 14 is a 400-foot par 3. This is 400 feet around the bend, not as the crow flies. You can see a little bit of the rocks and the water off to the left. Right there, that's going to be out of bounds, so you're going to probably want to put something out right in front of that bridge if you possibly can, and then you want to pitch up to this island. It's not going to be a full OB island, but most of it will be OB around it, so you're going to want to be touchy with that upshot if you can.
Yeah. 15, this hole plays uphill the whole way. It's a 322-foot par 3, plays easily like 400. It's you can't quite see it on camera here, but you'll see it out there. It's uphill. These rocks on your right, pretty dangerous. Those are OB. You don't want to be in those. So throw a hyzer or something uphill as hard as you can. You've got a little bit of an uphill green here too. It's kind of tricky to land on. Another tough hole.
Yeah, that one's going to be deceiving. Short tee pad, but can definitely get you. Hole 16, 357 feet, par 3. This one's going to be a big, wide hyzer out to the right. These rocks that we're flying over now, those are all OB. You don't want to end up in those at all. What you're hopefully planning to do is sticking into this hill somewhere. If we've had some rain, it's going to be a lot easier. If you hit this hill and roll down, it's not the end of the world. It's an easy 3.
Hole 17 is a fun one, definitely an ace run. You got to be a little bit careful, though. This guy's sponsored by Cass County Disc Golf League. Huge shout out to those guys. Best league around.
They're why we're having this.
Yeah,
I mean,
those guys are great. This one's 200 feet. It's uphill. That small landing zone, like you saw in hole 12, though, you don't want to go long there. You can go long over the hill into the lake.
Yeah, absolutely. And the sidewalk past is OB as well. Hole 18, the penultimate or the ultimate hole, is 360 feet, par 3. You're going to be throwing over this water. That sidewalk is not OB. Sponsored by Paradise Bar and Grill again. Those guys are spectacular. Seriously, if you need a beer after your round, which I need after a lot of my rounds, I could not recommend them more. This is going to be great. This is just a stock righty hyzer right into the screen. Nice little putt. It's far enough away from the water where you don't need to be afraid. But it's going to be very intimidating off of the tee. No doubt that water is staring you right in the face, and the wind will be ripping off of it if we have any at all. It's going to be absolutely one of the toughest holes you face all day. Not because of how hard it is in and of itself, but because of the timing. Anyways, thank you for watching this course preview. If you haven't seen our Raymore Recreation Park preview, please check that out. Should be on the same channel. Again, shout out to all of our sponsors. They're the reason we're able to provide the payouts that we're able to provide, and we're able to provide the crazy donation that we're able to give over to the Belton course and see future developments on that course. Can't wait for next year.
We're super excited to have you guys out. It's going to be a blast.
And we're just so happy to be able to do this and be able to have everybody out here and just see such a great tournament. We're just sitting here so excited.
And again, huge shout out to the Cass County Disc Golf League. They've done so much work, specifically at the Cleveland Lake course. It's becoming one of the best courses in Kansas City.
Yeah. Anytime you look at a branch or anything, you say, "Wow, it's a good thing that's been cut or that's been trimmed." My God, it's them. It's Cass County Disc Golf League. If you ever have a Sunday afternoon free, come out, play with us. So welcoming. We would love to have you out there. Definitely one of the best leagues in the Kansas City area, bar none. Anyways, thanks for coming out. Can't wait to see you guys this upcoming weekend. It's going to be incredible. Can't wait to see everybody out there just absolutely throwing their brains out.